Hey everyone, this is Godzilla, and today I'm going to be showing you my top 10 favorite NECA Godzilla figures. No King Kong stuff because that's a whole separate line. Anyways, this is going to be my top 10 favorite NECA Godzilla lines and Godzilla figures from the Godzilla line. Now for my top 10 favorite Godzilla figures from NECA's Godzilla figure line. At number 10 is the NECA Godzilla 1964. This is a really good NECA Godzilla figure. The only slight problem is that the atomic breath piece that goes in the mouth here, it can't just shoot straight in like normal beam position, but nope, it basically goes down. But anyway, it definitely has a good articulation, and one of the first NECA Godzilla figures other than Shin Godzilla, and that I got that actually has a lot of ball joints at the tail. Okay, let's move on to 9th spot. My 9th favorite NECA Godzilla figure is the NECA Shin Godzilla Atomic Blast version. At first, I literally the head here, which it does come off, but it's as easy to put back on as it is to come off. But anyways, it used to be slanted all the way like this, as you saw in some of my older stop motions on this channel. But very shortly afterwards, and I found that I could just segment the head to look like this, and very nice fluent tail articulation. But most of the time, it's more of a down here. Yeah, nothing really much to say, but enough is said. Let's move on to the 8th spot. At the 8th spot is the NECA Rodan 2019. This is really an accurate representation of the Rodan from 2019. Just needs to be a bit bigger and more proportion and more articulation, primarily at the mouth. Anyways, literally the first time I tried to articulate the wing parts here, they broke off. I tried to put them back together, but seriously, I couldn't. So I had to hot glue them in place, which I'm fine with. It's basically just having the Smash version, but not the Smash version, but the NECA. Yeah, again, nothing much to say, because yeah, this guy has not been in my collection for as long as the others, but still, it's a really good figure, and a really nice representation of the 2019 Rodan. Okay, let's move on to the 7th spot. At the 7th spot, we have the NECA 1962 Godzilla, and I got this guy the same day I got the NECA 1964 Godzilla. And for a while, until like earlier this year maybe, I couldn't move the arms. The arms were just permanently here, but most likely earlier this year, I found that it was a very tight pinch joint here. Definitely a really good representation of the 1962 Godzilla. Okay, let's move on to the 6th place. For 6th place, we have the NECA 2019 Godzilla. Other than if you can see it, and other than googly eyes, I guess you can say, the only minor problem I have this guy is this. Yeah, literally, this foot does come off easily, but it's pretty much as easy to take off as it is to put it back on. Yeah, certainly not as good as the SH Monsters one, but it's definitely a good representation of the 2019 Godzilla if you can't afford the SH Monsters one. Okay, let's move on to 5th place. For 5th place, we have the NECA GMK Godzilla. Or in short, GMK. Literally, and I'm not exaggerating here, literally, in the box on the day that I got him, this leg was detached, like fully. I had to literally use hot glue like last year, because at the time I didn't have hot glue available. But anyways, I had to use hot glue to glue the ball joint that should be plugged into here. So the ball joint does work here, but I can't really do it right now properly. Oh wait, I can. Yeah, it does still work. And yeah, and know what you're gonna say. The guns, they don't really bother me. Just another way to make this guy look scary. Which the S Monsters one does and do good too, but this guy's just an extra bit menacing. Okay, move on to 4th place. For 4th place, we have the SH Monsters Godzilla Tokyo SOS. And I really like what they did with the neck joint and have basically neck joint and this part of the arm on one piece. Even though it's a bit hard to neck swivel. And if you do it, it will make the scar look a bit weird. But other than that, this is a really good figure and a really nice representation of the Tokyo SOS and Godzilla, which is basically just Kirigoji and type and 2.0. But since we don't have the Xbox version of this version of Kirigoji, this will do just fine. Okay, let's move on to 3rd place. As my 3rd spot, we have the NECA NES Godzilla. They did a really good job recreating the NES mold, and they basically just used the old NES Gods, not NES, I mean the old 84/85 mold. Well, it's the same, but still. And just edit the dorsal plates to look like the pixel and 8-bit game model. Yeah. And also just an FYI, I literally got this guy like a day or two after I got the SH Monsters Godzilla 2019. Yeah, for some reason I don't have much to say. Okay, let's move on to 2nd place. For 2nd place, we have the NECA Godzilla 1989. This guy looks really good, and I love the amount of articulation the NECA put in for the tail. And also, this guy's really tall and scales really well with these buildings. I don't know about the Playmates diorama thing, but yeah. He's just a really good and really detailed NECA Godzilla figure. And they did a good job making it look menacing and making him look like a cat. Meow. Okay, let's move on to first place. Okay, I know I said, and I would be moving on to number 1, but I just like to and mention some honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is the NECA 89 Bile version, and both versions of the NECA 1989 Godzilla looks amazing, and I actually got in the repaint version of him before the original. Yes, that did happen. And then the original NECA Godzilla, but still a really good one in general, the NECA 2014. Okay, and for my final honorable mention, my first ever NECA Godzilla figure, Shin Godzilla. And fun fact, in the past, I didn't know Shin Godzilla's hands were supposed to be like this. So in the past, I did this. Because at the time, I literally only had a Funko Pop. Those are good times, but anyways. And after watching Shin Godzilla's movie, I learned that he was supposed to do this. I still wonder why they didn't do the same thing with the Bandai Movie Monster Series figures. But anyways, I really like all of these, but they didn't quite make to my top 10. Okay, let's now move on to number 1. For my number 1 favorite NECA Godzilla figure, which is like top tier quality and just a really good figure overall, the NECA Godzilla 2019 Burning version. And oh yeah, this guy is amazing. I know he's not near accurate to the actual film slash source material, but just in general, they definitely had a good and stylized choice in making it look like he's a traditional Burning Godzilla with the orange dorsal plates and the glowing red, but they did kind of like in a legendary type of style. Yeah, and also, if I just quickly turn the camera over here, he also glows. Well, he doesn't glow. That's not really a proper feature, but he has clear plastic. Well, not really clear. It's just translucent. Well, not translucent. Just clear plastic. I don't know how to really describe it, but it's clear plastic that got painted over. Okay, and thank you for watching the video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you in the next one. And happy October / spooky month. Goodbye.